I just want to be clear about this. I do believe that Zionism is the best option for Jewish people trying to escape the very serious amounts of violence they've been facing in places like Russia and Eastern Europe for the past century. So can I count on your support here? So if I'm hearing you correctly, you want me to support the establishment of a Jewish national home in Palestine. Well, that's a little tricky, but ultimately I think it's a good idea. I just have one quick question. Will the Jewish people here in America want to relocate to this new Jewish national home in Palestine? Like, will all the Jews here leave here and go there? Well, I don't think all of them will want to relocate, but I imagine many Jewish Americans will. Sure. Great. That's all I wanted to hear because, you know, I'm a Southern Democrat. I'm a good old boy, and I'm all about keeping it WASP. You know what I'm saying? White, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant. And if you ain't that, and I can get you to go somewhere else, you know what I'm talking about. Man, I wonder if I could get black people to go back to a black national home somewhere in Africa. You think I could swing that? They already have that. It's called Liberia, but most black Americans didn't want to go there. Ugh, I know, right? One could dream. Anyway, can't speak for the rest of the U.S., but you got my support. Look, we all know what the situation is in the Middle East, and it's a goddamn clusterfuck. Apparently, we got Britain and France supporting Israel's invasion of Egypt. Wait a minute, why is Israel invading Egypt again? Oh, apparently Egypt nationalized the Suez Canal and won't let the Israelis use it. I think the best course of action for the U.S. would be to back Egypt and get Israel to back the fuck off. Wait a minute, why would we do that? Weren't we the first country to even recognize the state of Israel? Look, of course we still support Israel and its right to exist, but this is a very delicate situation. There are a lot of interests here we have to balance. It's very complicated. What's so complicated about it? We support Israel, right? Oh my God, do I have to fucking spell this out for you? O-I-L, bitch, we need oil, okay? We are at peak industrialization in America right now. And Egypt got that oil on lock. There's also a bunch of other Arab countries in that region that have oil, and we want to be on their good side too. We also don't want those countries to fall to communism, and that's the most important thing right now. So we're gonna support Israel, but in this particular instance, we're gonna support Egypt. There's gonna be a lot of that from now on. Supporting both sides, depending on how it suits our needs. So we're basically gonna be some fence-round motherfuckers. Okay, I can dig it. That's one way to look at it. But look, we're still gonna give money to Israel. You know, we're going to give them money for food and stuff like that, humanitarian aid. And I imagine by the early 1960s, we will eventually start selling them some weapons, but we're also going to keep selling weapons to Egypt and Jordan. But wait a minute, Israel is at war with Egypt and Jordan hates Israel. Why would we sell weapons to all three of them? I mean, what's the objective there? What do you think the objective is there? Ah, I see. Profiting from all sides of the conflict in that region for decades to come. Yeah, that's that military-industrial complex you've been warning everybody about. Hey, if you got a yacht, you got to take it out to sea every once in a while. Use it or lose it. When it comes to our foreign policy, I believe we should strengthen relations with Israel. I think they will be a crucial ally to us in the Middle East. And that is why I'm authorizing the sale of defensive weapons to the state of Israel. Gonna sell them some anti-aircraft missiles. The best on the market. Whoa, time out. I thought we were just gonna sell them some handguns. You're talking about selling them some very serious military equipment. Isn't there an embargo on selling Israel that type of stuff? Well, I have a certain fondness for the Israeli people. They have a strength and a resolve that I admire, and I believe it is our duty to help protect those people in that dangerous region. Not to mention we have congressional elections right around the corner. It wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world if the Jewish people here in America found out that I was the first U.S. president to sell weapons directly to the state of Israel. If I'm hearing you correctly, are you saying the only reason you're selling weapons to Israel is so you can get more Jewish people here in America to support your party during the midterms? Hey, I never said that. However, when this deal goes through, make sure we announce it in New York City, particularly in Brooklyn, and make sure we announce it in Boca Raton. Well, that was pretty transparent. However, I do want you to be aware that we have some intelligence coming in telling us that Israel is developing its first nuclear facility. Hold up. They're doing what there now? Let's cut to the chase. Now, little birdie told me that you all were developing a nuclear facility in Israel. Now look, I am willing to form a special relationship with Israel. I'm going to give you weapons. I'm going to give you aid. However, under no circumstances are you all to be developing nuclear weapons in Israel. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down, Kennedy. Okay, you know me better than that. We're not developing nuclear weapons over here. We're developing a nuclear reactor for energy and peaceful purposes, man. Well, if that's true, then you won't mind if we send representatives from America to conduct biannual inspections of your nuclear facilities. Ah, man, the line is getting fuzzy. I couldn't hear you just now. What did you say about bi? Are you saying you're bi? Are you coming out to me, bro? What did you say? You know damn well you hear me. I'm not budging on this, okay? I don't want any nuclear hanky-panky going on in the Middle East. Okay, I get it. Just hold on for a second. I gotta go take care of something. Hey, who is this? This is Kennedy. Who is this? This is the new Prime Minister of Israel. The last guy resigned. Really? Why did he resign? Personal reasons, man. He didn't really go into it. Look, I know about all of this back and forth on our nuclear facilities, and I'm willing to agree to some limited inspections every once in a while. You guys can come and look at the front part and the break rooms and stuff like that. I want biannual inspections, and I want to see the whole goddamn facility from top to bottom. Okay, listen, clearly you're upset. I can hear that. Why don't I call you back in a few months and we can get this thing sorted out? Okay, fine. God damn it. Hey, let me speak to the Prime Minister of Israel. Yeah, this is him. Who is this? This is Johnson, President of the United States. What happened to the last guy? Kennedy. Don't worry about that. Listen, I heard about all this nuclear back and forth between my country and your country. And well, I'm not going to be quite as rigorous as my predecessor was when it comes to these inspections. Now, we're going to come in January, going to see what's going on. And as long as you make sure you cleaned your room, I think you'll be all right. Johnson, I think this is going to be the start of a very, 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 very beautiful relationship.
That Israel had developed between 100 and 200 atomic bombs and had gone on to develop neutron bombs and thermonuclear weapons, enough to destroy the entire Middle East, and nobody has done anything about it since.
Intelligence reports reached Washington that Israel was building an atom bomb. Despite claims that Dimona was for peaceful purposes only, Israel's leader Ben-Gurion was summoned to Washington. President Kennedy feared an arms race in the Middle East and demanded inspections. But when inspectors finally entered the plant in May 1961, they were tricked. They were shown a fake control room on the ground floor. They were unaware of the 6 floors below where the plutonium was made.
Well, this was something of great pride and almost a legendary story in Dimona, according to Vanunu. When the Americans came, they were completely hoodwinked. All the entrances, including the lift shafts, were bricked up and plastered over, so it was impossible for anyone to find their way down to the lower floors.
After Kennedy's assassination, the pressure on Israel was off. His successor, Lyndon Johnson, turned a blind eye. Today, proliferation experts report Israel has the world's 6th largest nuclear arsenal, with small tactical nuclear weapons, nuclear landmines, as well as medium-range nuclear missiles launchable from air, land or sea. It's thought plutonium is made in Dimona. Nuclear weapons are assembled at Yodafat and stored at Zechariah and El Abun. 3 nuclear submarines are based in Haifa, and Israel's biological and chemical warfare laboratories are at Ness Ziona. Israel never comments on such reports. But evidence continues to emerge. In 1992, an Israeli cargo plane crashed in Amsterdam, killing 43 people. The Israelis claimed it was carrying flowers and perfume. It took 6 years and a Dutch parliamentary inquiry before they admitted it was carrying DMNP, a key component for sarin nerve gas.